Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chocolate Volume 2, Everything Chocolate. Everything major distros, especially, and then beyond anything we can get our hands on or already have. But anything from major distros we will get for this series, which means anything chocolate, white chocolate, fudge, anything that should be a chocolate kind of thing. It'll be chocolate forward. We're not going to get into things that have maybe might have a chocolate hint to them, but aren't chocolate forward. But as that's being said, welcome Lady Liberty here to helping me do some testing on these. Whether or not she loves doing it, it is, I mean, this isn't a fun job. It's more of a, yeah, that's what you do.
Being tortured and held against my will and forced a single flavor test.
Held against your will. All right, so let's get into this anyway. We did another 10 for this week. Um, just went 10 chocolates in order. We'll get through this. It'll be every single one of them. So some of them might be in kind of a weird order, but in the end, we will categorize the best ones and rank them accordingly. The rankings for today are by usage, not by final testing. It's not against other flavors. This is just for usage. Is it usable? Is it not usable? That's where the rankings are coming from today. So we got first up for me, and this we already know there's going to be today. You're going to see how much you know flavors can definitely be very subjective, and today is one of those days because we're going to see a lot of disagreements today. Chocolates are very, very subjective.
Tim is
Um,
broken, doesn't know what chocolate tastes like.
no, I know what bad chocolate tastes like, but anyhow, let's get started here. For me, we're starting with number 3 of 10, a 3 of 10 ranking, which would mean it's kind of usable, but barely, maybe. I don't like it. And this was kind of almost a borderline 2 for me because I found I really don't like these flavors. I can taste them in mixes as well, but for me, and this is definitely gonna come up later as a higher ranking for her again. So it's chocolate milk, super concentrate from Nomz. I've got middle of the road chocolate, just a hint of cocoa pushing through. This may work in hot chocolates and bakery mixes. 3 of 10. Go ahead. She's gonna disagree.
Smooth, creamy milk chocolate. It is delicious. Tim is broken. I gave this one a 7.
Yeah. Okay, my next up one for me is a 4. I'm into fours now, so she doesn't have any threes. So fours now for me, VSO chocolate. I get like an essence of chocolate, but not quite chocolate. And I don't mean weak. I'm not talking weak. I mean, it's like it's got certain components of chocolate to it, but it's kind of missing a little bit of something. It's missing a creaminess too. However, like with most of them, it does mix with other chocolates. So I gave it a 4 of 10 because this isn't my go-to. Unlike the white chocolate, which is a go-to for me, this is not my go-to chocolate. What about you, hon?
I got a slightly darker chocolate. It's very bitter with funky off notes. It doesn't have any creaminess to it. It's not ever been one of my favorite chocolates. It's not ever been one that I've gone to use. I've, yeah, no, I also gave it a 4.
Okay, well, then that one won't come up later. Good. All right. So next up on the chopping block, as we're still in the lower numbers, another 4 of 10. I have chocolate from TPA or TFA, if you rather. I got kind of a Play-Doh note here. It's weird because I don't know how that's in there, but it is a kind of a Play-Doh milk, same one you get in some flavorings, milk chocolate. If it wasn't for the Play-Doh note, it might have done a little better. I think you might be able to mix with it and hide that, even if you do get it, maybe, kind of like you can some of the cookies. But 4 of 10 for me because that Play-Doh note is really throwing it off for me. Go ahead. 4 of 10.
So I got a semi-sweet chocolate, best to use for bakeries. I gave it a 5 out of 4 because I didn't get that Play-Doh note, but it's still not going to be one that I'm going to reach for a chocolate. I mean, it's usable, it's okay, but it's not like anything wow.
Yeah. So that one there we might not just go over when she goes over the fives because yeah, that fours and fives are really close.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean at best it's all right. It's nothing super special. But I mean, you gotta remember that flavor's been around forever. So the fact it's usable-ish is fine. Okay, so next on up for me is still in the fours. I have chocolate SSA. I'm getting a slightly butyric milk chocolate here, 4 of 10, and it's that butyricness is kind of throwing me off. And this is after a steep. This isn't like off the shake. It's it's after a steep. I'm still getting a butyric note here, which you know might is probably coming from the milk side of it. SSA's milks do hit butyric for some people, and it's hitting for me here. What about you?
So the SSA, I got a semi-sweet chocolate. It almost has a creaminess trying to come through that doesn't quite make it, but I gave this one a 6. I didn't get the butyric off notes. I think it's a really nice chocolate. I would
That's
probably use it, but it's not going to be like my go-to to use.
yes. It's from what the way she was talking about it earlier too, and just now. Sounds like it just might be if you're butyric sensitive, this might be an issue for some people. I am slightly butyric sensitive, but not all. I can handle it most of the time. This, I mean, like I said, I could probably mix with this, but it's there in single flavor. All right, so I'm done with my fours. Do you have any fours? I'm fours left.
No, I only
Okay,
had the one for.
okay. All right, so on to 5 of 10. Chocolate base clear from VTA or impact flavors, if you're rather. Uh, bitter semi-dry milk chocolate. It's weird because milk chocolate, but it's a little bit dry. That's why it's a 5 of 10. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not yay. Yeah.
I also gave this one a 5. I got like a really dark, bitter, dry chocolate. Like if you were to take like a square of the baker's unsweetened chocolate and take a bite of it, that's what this tastes like to me.
Kinda. Yeah, it is. It's a little bit semi-bit. It's not bad. Um,
Mm.
did you have any other fives? You had the one other five that was I said a four, but right?
Wasn't it the TPA? Yeah.
Yeah, the TPA.
Yep,
Which you go over
that were two
yours.
for me.
You said go ahead and read your notes on that one again for a five.
The chocolate TPA, I gave a 5. It was like the semi-sweet chocolate, best to use for bakeries. I didn't get like the Play-Doh-y note that you got. That's all.
Yeah, that might just be from all the testings. I know what that Play-Doh note tastes like, and it's kind of there. It sucks. Once you learn it's there, you can't ignore it. Sucks. There's a downside to doing lots of testings of flavors. Sometimes you taste those off notes, and once you know they're there, you can never ignore them. All right, so then we're on to sixes then. Sixes, I have Australian chocolate from Hangsen. Uh, dry, slightly bitter milk, very close to a dark. I'm saying milky, but very close to a dark chocolate with a hint of a little hint, tiny bit of an off note to it. Can't quite place a soft note. I didn't taste it in mixes I've tried with it, but it's single flavor. It's there. The off note's not is kind of part of the bitter dryness. That's why I think in mixes I might not taste as much because adding a cream to this might help the flavor greatly. But single flavor, this is not as shining as star as I thought it was going to be. But it's not bad, so I gave it a 6 of 10.
I also gave it a 6 of 10. I got a dry, almost dark chocolate. It needs a cream to help it. I've tried this in mixes and I know that it mixes really well, so I didn't want to give it a too low score, but I also single flavor couldn't give it higher than that either. So
Yeah, you gotta remember sometimes this will translate, believe it or not, into your final mixing. Even though this might taste good in a mix, you might actually find that if another one comes along that's almost the same but hasn't got this little bit of off note or this little bit of whatever's going on, would be a better placing and you can actually upgrade your mix. So these single flavors things, even if they are ranking a little bit lower than you expect, can in the end translate to a better mix if you can find something to work better. And sometimes it just mixed really well, surprisingly. But yeah, I got also still in the 6 of 10s. We have chocolate from FA. I'm getting a semi-sweet chocolate with a hint of cocoa. 6 of 10.
I also gave this one a 6. I got a decent, slightly bitter, semi-sweet chocolate.
Yeah. I mean, it is decent. It is what it is. And the fact that identifies is why it's a 6 of 10, but at the same time, it's kind of boring, a little flat, but it is a good flavor. Um, so yeah, I've still done the sixes for me. I got one more left. I got chocolate caramel peanut from Cap. Um, I got nut forward with a bittersweet chocolate caramel finish. 6 of 10. It is what it's supposed to be, but yeah, that's about it. It's not like, ooh, yay, it's all right.
I gave this one a 7. I got bitter chocolate, smooth caramel, and salty nuts. It tastes like, shut up. Don't be a child. Bob's not here. Don't even. It tastes to me like a Snickers that doesn't have the nougat in it, but it tastes like it's supposed to, so it's good. That's a
It
7.
does. It does. I mean, I am sure that if I'm mixing with this, it might actually do a little bit better because it has a specific use. But that caramel finish is a little bit lackluster caramel, is all. It's a little bit of flat caramel. If it had a little bit more of that sweetness, like the caramel at the end, like you said, it benefits
It
from sweetener for starters. But yeah,
probably would have that sweetness you're looking for if it had sweetener added, but we don't test with sweeteners, so
yeah. But it's not bad. It's a good flavor. 6 of 10 is definitely a, yeah, go ahead and grab it. Um, all right. You got any more sixes?
um the SSA, which we already went over, I gave that one a 6. It was the semi-sweet chocolate, almost with the creaminess trying to come through.
Yeah, it didn't
But
seem
the
bad
rest
other
of
than
mine
that.
are all 7s.
Yeah, I just got that butyric note, unfortunately, from the SSA. It's not strong, but it's there. And that kind of threw me off a little from ranking that higher. All right, then we are into sevens now then. Chocolate chip cookie, super concentrate from Real Flavors. I got a very chocolatey, semi-sweet, bitter chocolate chunks flavor. It's kind of like the chocolate chip chunks in like a mint ice cream. Is what almost identically the chocolate I get out of this. It's not like your typical chocolate chip, like semi-sweet. It's kind of a little bit more of that hard, crispy chocolate. There's a slight bakery component, but it's very minimal and it's not really hitting the cookie vibe for me. So that's a little bit, I mean, it might have even got an 8 if it weren't for that. But it's tasty as a one shot, but not quite a full chocolate chip cookie. But it is very tasty, regardless of whether or not that's quite hitting the right vibe for a full cookie. But I know you can get it there, and I mean, it's nice. It's almost like you made homemade chocolate chip cookies with chunks of chocolate. Yeah, 7 of 10 for me.
So I also gave this one a 7. The bakery has a slight off note, and it's similar to Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookies to me. The chocolate is milky, it's not dry. The cookie is there, but it's like a weird cookie. That's why I think I associate with the Chips Ahoy because that tastes like a weird cookie to me when I eat it. But it's a really good flavor. I've mixed with it quite a few times, and I know with sweetener, it's like pretty spot on Chips Ahoy.
Yeah, it's just that I wish it had a different, better bakery component to it. It just doesn't hit cookie. It's bakery, but it's not cookie. Something else. But it's not bad. It's a very good flavor. Like I said, 7 of 10. That's definitely a recommended flavor to pick up. I was, it's nice. Okay. And then I have chocolate chunks Wonder flavors. Semi-sweet chocolate chips, slightly dry on its own, but mixes well as a standout as well. As in, it doesn't blend easily into a mix, but rather stays present as a separate chocolate flavor. So, like if you're looking for a chocolate chip something, this is the one to do it. Or if you want chocolate something and it's got to stand out from your mix and not blend in like with your creams and stuff, this is the go-to flavor for that. For me, this is a 7 out of 10. It's just semi-sweet chocolate chips that stand out.
I got an overly bitter semi-sweet chocolate chip. And again, I know that that bitterness goes away a little bit with sweetener, so I did give this a 7 out of 10. Single flavor testing it, I probably would have been like, ew, I don't want this ever again. But having mixed with it, it's really good mixes.
Yeah, it was better in single flavor than I expected it to be honest with you. Because of its uniqueness, it's going to probably do better in its own category at the end of this series, but as a single source, a single mix, single flavor test, I'll get it right eventually. Yeah, it's 7 of 10. It's definitely recommended. When you're mixing with it, it might be the only flavor that'll pull off what it does. So, yeah. What else do you have for? I know you have at least one more seven that we disagreed on, but
Mhm. The chocolate milk from Nomz was a 7 for me because I'm not broken.
yeah, go ahead and go over it because some people want to know what your thoughts were, one of your higher
It's a
flavors.
smooth, creamy milk chocolate. Like these are legit the chocolates you find in the UK chocolate. It's not American chocolate, so it's better.
The middle of the road milk chocolate, just a hint of cocoa pushing through, may work in chocolates or bakery mixes 3 of 10. Not as offensive as some of the others from that line that the chocolates, but really that line did not go well with me with the chocolates. I got off notes in all of them. So
It's
that would
delicious.
be it for the episode then. So my my favorite flavor of the night, even though the chocolate chunks actually hit the highest because of its uniqueness, which is why it's actually the last one I went over. But favorite tasting flavor, although it doesn't taste like a cookie completely, that chocolate chip cookie from Real Flavors for today. What about yours? What's your favorite for the day?
I'm gonna say I would have to stick with that Noms. That is like a really good chocolate. And I want to make that
Blech,
my favorite just because you don't like it and
blech,
you're broken
blech,
and you're dumb
blech.
and you're an idiot.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you guys. Yeah, it's been me being a picky one lately. Anyhow, yeah, this is just episode, well, volume 2 of the chocolate series. There's going to be a lot of these to get through all these chocolates. You don't have
Mhm.
any idea how many chocolates we are going over. We have we'll have a few more episodes. The end of the series will be sometime next in the next year because we will be taking 2 weeks off, just warning ahead of time for Christmas and New Year's because it'll be Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So those are the days we won't have shows going up. So there'll be a little bit of a break there on Tuesdays during that time. It's our first time in like forever. But anyhow, yeah, we'll get out of here. These are the 10 chocolates for today. Continue the series. At the end, we will rank them or give you our tops and our worst. Actually, just tops. I won't rather the worst because we can get them from each individual one. And I'll get a list up on the website of all these when we're done, where they rank.
Hey, there's another good reason to take the Christmas one off. Sunday before Christmas, we're having a big office party with Benny.
This is true. All
We're all
right.
gonna be wrecked.
But anyhow, let's get out of here. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good holiday season. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. And yeah, get your chocolate on. It is chocolate season, guys. Bye,
Chocolate
everybody.
sucks.
Bye.